Hi everybody, it's Andrea Chapman over at Sewspire.com. Today I am here to show you how to make this awesome zippered triangle pouch with a little handle. I think that this would make a really fun sleepover bag, a great birthday party gift for any child. For that matter, I think the teenagers will be loving these too. It's a great storage solution for the playroom. I'm sure there's an oodles of uses for this, and I'd love to hear what you're going to use yours for. You can find a complete project roundup for this at Sewspire.com. If you just search triangle zipper pouch or something to that effect, it'll pull right up for you. I'm going to put all of the pattern measurements and details in the show notes as well, so please be sure to check that out. For this project, you're going to need just under a yard of fabric and an 18-inch or 16-inch zipper. And I think it's fun to use the colored zippers. I'll put my zipper source in the show notes and on the blog as well. Shall we get started? So for this project, you're going to need 2 large rectangles which measure 18 inches wide by 36 inches across. For the exterior, I've selected this great classic chevron by Premier Prints, and then I had in my scrap basket some very sheer shimmery, I feel like it was by Robert Kaufman, but I'm not certain. Nonetheless, just a lightweight fabric for the interior. You're going to place both of these large rectangles right sides facing and stitch all the way around 3 sides, leaving one of the short sides open. And for this, I'm using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, I've stitched all the way around 3 sides, and now I want to turn this right sides out and poke out those corners at the bottom. And then I'm going to head over to the iron and press this nice and flat. And I'm going to take this open edge here and I'm going to fold that over approximately 1/2 inch and press that down flat as well. Alright, I have pressed everything, and this is now what the open edge looks like. I've folded that all under, and when it's aligned, it gives me a nice crisp finished edge there. Now I'm going to take my 16-inch zipper. I selected a really pretty green zipper. They come in all different colors, and I have a wonderful zipper source, and I'll put that link to my zipper source in the show notes, or if you head on over to Sewspire.com and search triangle pouch, you can get a full roundup there with the links. So to begin, we're going to start at this open edge here, and we want to position a portion of the zipper on that underside there, and I'm just going to pin this in place. And you want that edge of that fabric to just butt right up against that zipper coil. So I have secured that all the way across there. I did leave a little bit of leeway there for my seam allowance where this end of the zipper is, because you're not going to be able to stitch through that. So on this end I have a little bit of overhang there, but that I can easily stitch through. So just be mindful of that little end on the zipper there. And what I'm going to do is go over and stitch the zipper all the way down and secure that to the material. You can use a zipper foot if you like, or you can just move your needle position to the right, which I think is the easiest. Alright, now I've secured one end of the zipper to my fabric, and so I want to take this and I need to secure the second end to the fabric. So if I position that with the shimmery side, which is my interior, facing up, and I just fold that almost in half. You want to align the top of that zipper with the top of your fabric. Then you can pin that in place if you need to, or you could just go ahead and align it as you stitch. And I'm going to sew all the way down that end. And then don't forget, if you moved your needle, to adjust that now so it's towards the left. And then you may notice I'm going to reach inside and pull that zipper open as I sew when I reach that part where the hardware is. And you notice I didn't pull the zipper open, I pulled it closed. I started with it a little bit open. The point is, just as long as you clear that hardware and you can get the zipper attached. So from this end, which is technically inside out, that's what it looks like. And then on this side, we got that nice and finished. The only difference between the two is this top seam on this end here. If that bothers you and you want it uniform, go ahead and turn that right side out and just stitch. Start at this end here, and you can just stitch all the way down that. You may have to adjust as you get closer. You know, you're working kind of with a tube, so you're going to pull that fabric out. So now I have top stitched on the other edge of this so that it has a nice finished look on the top, so that it's even, is what I'm trying to say. And if you wanted, you could add a second row of stitching on both sides just to keep that zipper nice and secure. It's totally up to you. I guess it really depends what you're going to keep inside of it. Okay, so then the next step, you want to work with this right side out, or wrong, the interior out. So turn that around. few threads I'm just going to trim up now will be easier than trying to do that when it's complete. Okay, so we have the zipper. We're kind of going to fold this in half and have the zipper centered. So this measures almost 17 inches. So I'm going to want that center of that zipper at 8.5 inches. Just adjust as needed. I would go ahead and double check. It's a little bit off. Okay, I have 8.5 on both sides. Now I want to put a pin on each end down here, and what I'm going to do is stitch all the way across this edge here. Now this is where that little bit of hardware is there, so you're just going to have to adjust your seam allowance so that you don't strike that hardware. It looks like to me it's going to be pretty close to 3/8 of an inch. Make sure you reinforce with a back stitch at the beginning and the end. Oh, and if you moved your needle, don't forget to move that back to center. Now you just want to make sure that you've captured all the layers, and I missed a little bit there, so I'm going to go back over that one more time. Good, and then take the time to trim those threads now. Then before we fashion the actual triangle shape of this, we need to create a little handle, and that is will be made from a piece of material that measures 5 inches across by 18 inches long. And to create this strap, you're going to fold your fabric in half long ways and press that, then open that up and bring the edges inward to meet on that center press line, and then bring the finished edges over to fashion the strap, and you're going to top stitch down this open end and then up the other edge as well. Okay, and now my strap is complete, and now I want to take this, what is otherwise just a flat piece, and I want to pull up like this, and when I sew, so the zipper's at the top, and this is an edge without a seam. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did that one more time. Okay, so it was flat, and we had our seam down this side and our zipper here, and you're just going to pick it up at the center of the zipper and bring that up, and this is where we'll now be stitching. You see how it created that awesome triangle? Okay, now I want to install a little handle in here so that when you're carrying this, it's not awkward. And I think that the easiest way is going to be just to tuck that strap inside there. I'm going to bring it over here so I can get an idea of where center is, which should be 8.5 inches from the top. And I'll put a little pin there. And I want to leave just a little handle space in between there, but not too much, in case you want to hang this up. So about 1 inch in between. And I'm going to go ahead and put pins to hold both sides of that strap. So I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, now I'll go ahead and line those edges back up. So the zipper's now at the top and you have just a nice folded edge at the bottom, and I'm going to stitch all the way down. It's going to be very important to make sure that your zipper is open a little bit, because you're going to have to open that all the way to turn it around. So at least leave a couple inches so you can fit your fingers in there and get that zipper open. I would go ahead and reinforce a couple times when you reach that strap. Okay, and then just double check and make sure that you cleared everything, and go ahead and get rid of those extra threads. And now you gotta reach in there and start unzipping that zipper. And then you can turn this around and poke out your corners. So cute. Alright, and we got the little handle there. And then you can zip up your zipper. Super cute. Okay, here's the front where you would load it. And then the sides and the handle where you could carry it. And obviously the contents are going to give this its shape. But I think this would make a super cute like sleepover bag, or stuffed animals or toys. And it's just adorable. Like if you had a whole bunch of these in the playroom, crazy cute, right? What child wouldn't be thrilled to see what's inside of that triangle? And then you can see it's fully lined and there are no raw edges. You can obviously see the seams there, but there are no raw edges, which is wonderful because then you can machine wash this no problem. I hope you enjoyed this project. I will be back next week with another inspired sewing project. Until then, the creative genius in me salutes the creative genius in you. Have a great week, everyone.